All right, I think we're live. Let me see you guys. All right, I think we're live. Oh, take the sound off. All right, how you doing, guys? Ron Raymond here for the Rain Report for a Wednesday, Hump Day, February 10th. Hopefully everybody's having yourself a good start to your day, and hopefully everybody had a good winning night last night. Finally, a good night in the NBA, went 3-0. 1-2 to NHL, lost both games by 1 goal. Had Winnipeg and Dallas. Man, Dallas, I just don't know. They started out gangbusters in the first period, and then they just couldn't bury the puck. Then they got a goal taken away, so it wasn't that good. So, yeah, so hopefully everybody's having a good day. And we're going to get on to business at hand here. We're going to go through the Rain Report just real quickly. If everybody's new to the Rain Report, it's based on 3 key fundamentals of handicapping, value, the percentage play, and cycles. And if you ever want to see, just in a nutshell, how the Rain Report works, go to odds, go to Rain Report system. And I got a little bit of a description here on how some of the acronyms and all the things you see here and how we handicap the games here at ATSstats.com. All right, so let's look at some of the tools here. We'll go to the SBI first. I always like to see what came in last night. Been messing around all morning with live streaming stuff, trying to figure OBS out, having a real tough problems with display capture, getting blank screens. So if there's any experts out there, let me know. Could use a little hand here. All right, let's take a look at the NBA last night. Let me see here. Pretty good night for the favorites. In fact, look at this. The last 3 days, favorites been running the board here. 6-1 yesterday, 6-2 the night before, 3-2. So you're looking at this. You're looking at 15-5. 75% of the favorites won straight up, but covering the spread, 5-2 last night, 4-4 the night before. So let me see here, 9, 12, and you got 8, 12-8. So you can see they're doing well against the straight up factor, but against the spread, also the favorites are winning. So we can't argue right there, right? Love your website. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate that. It's a pretty good site. If you're a sports bettor, man, the tools are in the toolbox, right? We'll just call it the garage, right? So come to the garage every day and we'll fill up your tank with information. All right, let's take a look at the over-unders last night. 4-3 to the over, 5-3 the night before on the 7-day average. Look at this. We're in a neutral market now. So basically when you see all yellow right here, oh, I got to do a screen share. You guys got to start telling me that in the chat there. If you don't see the here, let me do a screen share so you guys can see this. All right, screen share coming up, fellas. Share coming up. All right, Pistons in the over. Good day today doing Chad, Isaiah, Carpete, Adam, Isaiah, Robert, Delio at the beginning. How you doing? And if I miss anybody, I apologize, but thanks for showing up today, guys. But hopefully you guys had a good winning night. So, yeah, so let's get back at it here now that you can see the screen. Favorites, look at this. On a 7-day average, right? We're in a neutral market. So on the 7-day average, 56 of the favorites are winning straight up, 44 to the under. And looking at the against the spread. Now, here's the thing. If you've been following the Rain Report, you know I go in progressions, right? And on the 1-day average, anything can happen. The underdogs, anytime you get 2 and 3 days of something happening, like the favorites winning, now we're on to something here, right? Let's take a look at the favorites. 5-2 last night, 4-4 the night before, and 3-2. So on the 3-day average, favorites are starting to come in. And if you look at the top teams, Lakers, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's flexing their muscle right now in the NBA. Clippers lost Sunday to the Kings. Kings lost last night. Sixers are playing pretty good basketball. New Orleans starting to fly under the radar a bit here. But I'm expecting now, since we're on the 3-day average of bullish for the favorites, I think that trend's going to continue a bit. So maybe today I'm going to be paying attention more to the the favorites. But look at this on the overs, unders, fire away. We're in a free market right now. So from a psychological point of view between you and the bookmaker, I feel there's no clear-cut advantage, for him or us. Look at this. And if you look at like from, let's say, January 18th to January 25th, when we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-day run of overs, right? So the bookmaker, he's got us right there because he knows the overs are coming in and we'll probably bite, right? So it's like going on a fishing trip. He's got his lure out. All right. Let's take a look at early line movement. So one of the things I have here, guys, is I like to look at what's come in so far during the day. So we'll go to line moves, and let's go to the NBA. Only 2 games in NHL tonight. It's going to be a quiet night, but you know what? Like I said in my videos this morning, original 6 matchups this evening. We got some good hockey games tonight. Boston, New York. You got the Habs and Leafs. All right, let's see what's coming in so far. I'm going to verify this with my lines. Now, Toronto opened up at 5.5. It's now 6.5. I'm just going to double check with my resource here. Make sure. I'm seeing 5.5 at some places. Yeah. So opened up at 5, went to 6.5, and back down to 5.5, and 234 is the over under. Hawks opened up at 4. I see 4.5 at places for Dallas, and some places now is at 3.5. Clippers opened up at 8.5. And now I'm seeing 10.5. So a big movement on the Clippers here. I got 10.5 at most places. Memphis Grizzlies. Now the Grizzlies opened up at 4, and that's where we're at right now at 4. Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn's going to be an interesting game tonight. They got embarrassed last night against the Pistons, right? So if there's any Pistons fans out there, I feel for you. I'm a Sens fan, so, misery loves company, right? All right, Brooklyn 2.5 to 3. Now, what's Brooklyn? I'm seeing. Oh, look, I'm seeing 1.5 now. So I'm seeing a bit of money coming in here on the Pacers. I don't know if I can trust the Pacers, but we'll get that in a second. Chicago Bulls. Now, Pelicans. Did they leave? Was that their best game last night against the Rockets, or do they leave some in the tank for tonight against the Bulls? Traveling overnight, and now they're a road favorite on the road. I don't know. We'll talk about that in just a few seconds. Denver Nuggets. Open up 9.5. We're still at 9.5. Lakers 12.5, and right now it's down to 12. And then Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's flexing their muscles right now. Milwaukee's going to be a team to watch down the stretch. All right, let's take a look at some of the comments here. Brooklyn Nets falling apart. I got the best of the Clippers line at 8.5. Oh wow, that's good. Pacers on pass, close to choke. Pacers. All right. So looking at the total, let's take a look at some of the totals right here. Raptors opened up at 229.5, and let me see here. What's the latest? We got 234. So money coming in on the over on the Raptors. Hawks and Dallas. The total now is 232. It was at 231, so it's coming down a bit. And I think Atlanta's played a lot of unders, but we'll look at that in the matchup report. Clippers T-Wolves, 223.5. And it's Clippers 226. So let me see here. Minnesota Clippers 223. All right, 223. Charlotte opened up at 226, and we're at 224. So coming in on the under. Pacers. I have 235 right now. Actually, wait a minute. Pacers in Brooklyn. Where are you? Yeah, 235. So that's where we're at. Pelicans and the Bulls. 229, and that's where we're at right now, 229.5. So not a lot of line movements on the totals except for that first one, the Raptors game, right? All right, let's go look at the first game on deck here today, guys. Let's go to the report. And just anytime we're doing these report, guys, just give a shout out. And if there's something you want us to take a look at, just let us know in the chat. All right, Toronto Raptors taking on the Wizards. Now the Raptors, a 5.5-point road favorite. Over-under set at 234. ATS forecast. Computer pick. Going to leave with the Raptors here. 119 to 111. Over under at 230.29. So it does like it to go under the total. And I'm just going to do a cross check with the current line. I'm seeing -5 and 234 all over the place. Now, the Raptors lineup for this evening, and I'm just going to go to my DFS site here to get a little. So Anunoby, you know what? If OG can play tonight, that'll be a big boost for the Toronto Raptors. He had a calf muscle issue, so hopefully OG can go tonight. They need him. They need his size. They need his help. And losing Ibaka and losing Marc Gasol killed this team. Hey, we all know Toronto can score. They just can't play any defense right now. In fact, here's another thing. Let me go and show you guys something right here. The Stanley, this one right here. The top offense and defensive scoring teams in the league right now. Take a look at this. Top 10 teams scoring. Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Denver, LA, Jazz, Portland. Portland's a bit of a surprise. Chicago, Philly, Warriors, and Wizards. Now, where's the Raptors? The Raptors are ranked, where are the Raptors? Raptors right in the middle of the pack, 12th. Now, look at defensively. Where are the Raptors defensively? Man, don't tell me they're playing. Yeah, they're right in the middle of the pack, 16. So they're ranked 16. The top defensive teams, wow, look at this. And, given less points against the Knicks. Knicks only giving up 103 points against. Man, Thibodeau's got them really playing some good defense up in New York. The Jazz, 105. Lakers, wow, the Knicks. That really shocked me right there. I didn't think the Knicks were that defensive. But, all right, let's get back to this one here. Let's get to the Raptors. Raptors 6-4 straight up in their last 10 games, 6-4 against the spread, 8-2 to the over. So 80% of the Raptors game have gone over the total in the last 10 games. And for the Washington Wizards, coming off a big win over the Bulls a couple nights ago, 105-101. Was on Chicago that night. Had them on the money line too. I really thought I didn't like that line going up. And I played them on the money line. But, hey, pay 170 for a pitcher or pay 170 on the money line. When you felt good about a play, you just, it is what it is, right? Now, 3-7 against the spread, the Washington Wizards. That's the, the percentage play is 64% of chance of covering. Now, if you're new to the Raymond Report, I'm based everything off percentage play, right? What goes up must come down. Teams that, continually to lose against the spread, eventually the Lady Luck has to come back and flip it to their side. So, this will not continue to be 3-7. Eventually, it's going to get to 4-5. The only thing is, on the percentage play, is you got to consider what type of team is it, right? Washington Wizards, a C-type team, so meaning they are 50 below in the standings. They're neutral right now, so if you look at their last 7 games, they are 3-4. That's why they're neutral, because they're 3-4. Had they been 2-5, then they would be bearish, right? So, it looks like I got a little chat here. Okay. Now, looking at this right here, guys, 72% chance of winning for the Raptors tonight, and 72.5 chance of covering 46%. Now, since the Wizards are coming off a win to the Bulls, and so are the Toronto. They beat the Grizzlies. That was an impressive win, right? In their last 10 trips to Washington, Toronto is 7-3 straight up, 6-4 against the number, and Washington does not have luck with the Raptors, 2-8. Now, let's see if Westbrook is going to be in the lineup tonight. Westbrook, Beal, Avja, Hachimura, and Len. So, you know what? I think everybody's playing tonight, and this should be a good game. Looking at this game, how do you not like the Raptors? Washington at home against C-type teams, so teams below 500, 0-3 straight up, 0-3 against the number. Washington this season, 14-7 to the over. Look at Toronto. That's what I mean by not playing any defense, right? 15-9 to the over. 5-8 on the road, 6-7 against the spread, but 9-4 to the over. So I don't know, guys. I think I'm going favorite over here tonight. I do like the I like the Raptors on the road, but I think I like the over a little bit better. How you doing, Jack? Demetrius, nice to see you in here. Nutso, the paper boy, right on, Nutso. I love it. That's a great handle. Any opinions tonight on this game? What are you guys liking? You liking the Raptors? As a home dog this season, Washington 2-3. Raptors as a road favorite, 3-4. Let me see here. Raptors, you know what? Last 5 games, 4-1. averaging 122, 114 against. So playing a bit of better defense. And if you look at their season average, 111, and they're giving up, what did I say? 114 or in their last 5, same old Raptors, right? But if this becomes a shootout, the over is it's where I think is going to be. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that. BB, how you doing, BB? Love it. Nickname. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, guys, let's move on to the next game. And don't be scared. If you got something to say, just throw it in the chat, and let's hopefully get you guys some more information. Right? Knowledge is power, and the more people we have sharing knowledge, and especially if you live in these cities, if you live in Toronto, you live in Washington, you're hearing things on the radio about what the coach is saying. The one thing I think that we don't do enough of in handicapping is what I do anyway, personally. Like, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. There's just so much, right? It's so hard to get everything in one bowl, right? One bowl of Cheerios. But what you want to do is, I think, the coaches' interviews, the coaches' morning roundup. How he's feeling about the team. Is there any tension in the team? Nick Nurse, he got thrown out last game. How did the guys react to that? Are they pissed? Did the Nurse do that just to motivate the guys? I love to hear what you guys are hearing from coaches. Oh, Lowry's confirmed out. Okay. Did they say why he's out? I'm seeing him in. But if Lowry's not in, that's a big problem. Not listed on the injury report. What's wrong with Lowry? Is it due to his back injury, right? Okay. Hopefully he's in. That's the Raptors leader right there, right? But yeah, so back to the strategies, right? If you guys know anything about coaches, not happy, and they're saying things that, you can scour through Twitter and pick up a lot of stuff, but it's always good when you get, like, for instance, Edmonton was in town the other day playing the Senators, and the coach for Edmonton wasn't happy with a couple of his players, and that's why you saw like 2 fights in the first 3 minutes, right? So those are the things that you got to look for because coaches want to keep their jobs, and if they're losing, then next thing you know, they're looking for work. All right, Atlanta taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, if you were on the show yesterday, I said, this Atlanta Hawks team, if they can just get healthy and keep the same starting lineup for about 10 games, they'll do like they did in game 1 against Brooklyn. If you all recall game 1 against Brooklyn, they played great. That was probably their best game of the year. That's when everybody was probably healthy, right? If Atlanta can stay hot and healthy, I'm telling you, get them on a long shot, and if they can just escape the first round of the playoff, you'll have a good hedging opportunity. I'm not saying they're going all the way, but from a hedging perspective, let me know. Any golf fans out there? I got 3 golf plays that I've played this week, and I'd like to hear what you guys, if you guys are golf guys, I'd love to hear your golf plays, and I'll post mine there in just a few seconds. All right, back to this one. Atlanta taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Mavs, a 4-point home favorite, over-under set at 115. ATS forecast, the computer pick, going to leave with the Dallas Mavericks here, 120 to 115, over-under at 235.86. I'm just going to take a look at the latest number on the minus 3.5 now. So, see, early money coming in on the Hawks here. I do like Atlanta. I do like the Atlanta Hawks in this spot here, guys. Dallas is so Jekyll and Hyde. You just can't trust them, right? You can't trust the Dallas Mavericks right now. Look at their last couple of games. All right, big deal. They beat the Timberwolves. 134-132 against the Warriors, a game where they were winning by about 10, 15 points at some point in the game, and they allowed the Warriors to come back in. You know what I always say, right? ABC, always be closing. And right now, what's that song, Closing Time? Well, they have trouble doing closing time in Dallas because they just allow teams to stick around. And when the Warriors, Steph Curry went off that night, 147 points. So Mavericks, so they played a few weeks ago. Look at this, 122 to 116. So a bit revenge factor. That was in Atlanta. So maybe payback is in the cards here tonight. Looking at both these teams. Now, Atlanta hasn't played in 3 days, guys. Atlanta's last game was against the Raptors, a 132-121 win. Let me take a look at Atlanta's Trae Young, Herter, Reddish, Collins, Clint Capella. Bogdanovich, he needs to be getting that lineup. Dunn also, Hunter, Rondo. Playoff Rondo. We need playoff Rondo in there for his leadership. But let me see, Rajon Rondo. What's wrong with Rajon right now? His back, eh? So yeah, we need Rondo in there. Rondo brings that extra. He's like a coach on the floor, right? And you need that senior leadership. I say it all the time as a coach. You need those type of players. You need those players on the floor when things get really tense. There's certain things, and for me as a football coach, when it gets heated on the battlefield, there's certain thing a coach can't tell a player. It has to come from another player. And once another player, because if I tell a player, pick it up, get your stuff in gear, it doesn't mean squat in the heat of a moment. But when another player says it, it has more weight to it, right? Coaches can motivate, but in the heat of the battle, you need those senior type players like Rondo to get in guys' ears. And they got to tell them the truth. If your team sucks, you need somebody to speak the truth, right? That's what I love. I love guys who are just dead honest and brutally honest. We need more of that. All right, take a look at Atlanta right now. 7-3 in their last 10 trips to Dallas. 8-2 against the point spread. 4-6 to the under. And for the Dallas Mavericks, look at this: 4-6 in their last 10 games. You know what? I always say in games and sports, games are like boxing matches. They're like styles, right? They say a good boxer sometimes doesn't do well against another boxer because the style of the way they fight doesn't do well. And I think the way that Dallas, when they play Atlanta, they don't like playing Atlanta, as you can see. 4-6 in their last 10. And Atlanta, man, the 7-3 straight up and 8-2 against the number when they travel to Dallas. So let's see if our guy Porzingis is going to be in the lineup here tonight. Yeah, Porzingis, Kleber, Finney-Smith, Richardson, Doncic. So this, you know what? We got a couple of good basketball games tonight. But Atlanta on the road. Wow, look at this. Atlanta on the road against another team below 500. 3-1 straight up, 3-1 against the number. And Dallas 0-4 against a team below 500. Guys, I wish I had like a bell or something here. Ring it up. Hey, ring it up. Give me the Atlanta Hawks all day, all night. Looks like the old Kiss song, right? We're going to rock and roll all day, all night. Is Gene Simmons still buying up Dodge coins out there or what? Hey, last time I looked, he was buying up all those Doge coins. I gotta pronounce it right. How you guys doing out there? You still out there having a little coffee there, enjoying the Raymond report today? Again, guys, don't forget to subscribe and post your plays. Let's see what you guys got here. Let's have fun with this here. All right, I'm on Atlanta. That's one of my plays here tonight. I do like the Atlanta Hawks tonight, and let's go to the Clippers. Clippers coming off a bad win to Sacramento. Now, if you look at the last game they played a couple days ago, lost 113-110 on Super Bowl Sunday. But again, it was Super Bowl Sunday, and you know my theory with that, right? I think teams are just want to get it over with and go watch the game. And stats definitely say Hawks. Yeah, I agree, Nutso. Taking them to the point, says Jack. Let me see here. Rest factor favors Hawks. Yeah, you know what? What did I say? 3 days? 2-3 days? They almost blew it. Make sure you hit that like for Raymond. Yeah, appreciate it. Smash those likes, guys, if you enjoy the show. And hey, let's keep her going, right? All right, looking at the line on this game, 10.5 point road favorite for the Clippers tonight. The over-under at 222.5. And I'm just going to double check, make sure I got the right number. 223 at some places. 5-5 against the point spread. Now, anytime you get a team like the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, with the exception Utah, you got to be careful on overpaying for something, right? Now, look at this. This could be a classic case. Now, looking at the value index on the Raymond report, I thought I had it. Here we go again. Now, every time I switch between games, I lose the man. I don't know why it's doing that. It happened again. Actually, you know what? I printed out, so I got it right here. So the Clippers was minus 6.91. So minus 6.91 was the value on the Clippers, and we're getting. Let me see here, laying 10.5. So to me, guys, tonight the LA Clippers are overvalued tonight on the game against the T-Wolves. And the T-Wolves, I had them at plus 7.85. If you do like Minnesota, you're getting value. The percentage play does favor the Clippers here at 53%. That's because they're on a 2 ATS losing streak. So that's why every time they lose against the spread, you're going to see the percentage play creep up a bit. And look at their on the record on the year. Let me see here. I'm gonna have to refresh it here. Oh, I got it right here. On the year, the Clippers are 15-10 against the number, 11-12. So I don't know, guys. Who do you like? Sometimes you got to take that uncomfortable pick, and I think that uncomfortable pick is Minnesota here tonight. Put down that bottle of milk and the glass of milk. We're not going to eat all that chalk tonight and lay down 10 points, right? I think what you want to do here tonight, guys, is take Minnesota, or we can look at the total here. Just gonna do another reset here. Set NBA. What do you think? Minnesota's a play here tonight. The under. Yeah, look at the under in the last 10 games. Well, the only thing is the Clippers last 10 trips to Minnesota, 8-2 to the over, 7-3 in their last 10 head-to-head matches. And looking at the over-under record on the year for the Clippers, 15-10 and 11-13 for the T-Wolves. T-Wolves on 1 day's rest. And let me see here. The Clippers on 2 days rest, and they're a huge favorite here tonight. The last time this game was played in Minnesota was a 124-101 win for the Clippers. That was December of the 29th of last year, so 2020. So 23-point win. Maybe we got another game like that tonight. Beverly's a game-time decision. Paul George is still out. Kawhi is still in. D'Angelo Russell's a game-time decision. Cat is game time to sell COVID-19, but they think he might be ready to go pretty soon. So hopefully he's ready to go. But yeah, I do like Minnesota on this one, guys. Charlotte against Memphis. What do you guys like here? Do you like Charlotte taking on the Memphis Grizzlies? I'm just going to do a little bit of a refresh here. I'm going to have to talk to the programmer. Why is it always doing it at around 2 o'clock? Let me do a refresh. And the thing is, it'll come back in about 5 minutes. Just bear with me, guys. I need all the tools in the toolbox when I do these shows here, so I just got to do a forecast. All right, run all the crons. All right, let's take a look at this one here. We got 115 and 108 favoring Memphis, and -4. Now Memphis played a couple nights ago, 128 to 113, and it was a loss to the Raptors. They're on a 4 ATS losing streak and 4 straight up, right? So Memphis is not playing really good basketball since they've been back since the COVID break. They haven't really played some really good basketball. In fact, lost to the Pelicans. They lost to the Rockets, lost to the Pacers. So they got to start finding their groove back. But right now they're really struggling. And for Charlotte in Memphis, 6-4 straight up, 7-3 against the point spread. And they got Minnesota on deck. And look at this, Memphis. They got the Lakers on deck. And prior to playing the Lakers, the under is 10-15. So a little trend to back it up right there if you do like the under. But the last 2 games for Memphis has gone over the total. And they're 6-4 against the spread in their last 10, 7-3 to the over. So, Memphis looks like a nice play, but I don't know if I want to go against Charlotte right here. I feel this is an upset of the day. I've been riding these Hornets and winning. You know what? I've been saying the same thing. There's 3 teams, Memphis, Charlotte, and Chicago for a while were teams on my radar that were doing well. Now Utah, I think I got to bump out Memphis and put Utah back in there. I think Utah is part of my big 3 now. There's always 1 or 2, 3 teams that do well for you. I'll tell you, if you've been on the Utah Jazz bandwagon for the last couple of weeks, I think you're doing really good. Malik Beasley, I don't know if Beasley's in or out tonight. Let me see here. Malik, I'm not seeing anything right here. Let me just take a little look. Beasley. For Minnesota, Malik Beasley's in. So it looks like he's in tonight. So he should be in. But we're on to Charlotte and come on, man, get in step here. We're talking Charlotte and Memphis. All right. Just gonna text the screen here. Man, it looks, is it just me or is the camcorder looks a little fuzzy today? It looks like my My graphic card's going. Been having a lot of trouble this morning with the graphic card, so maybe that's why you're seeing it's a bit fuzzy here today. Let me take a look here. Yeah, going to Charlotte does look like a nice play here tonight, but the percentage play does favor the Grizzlies. And but I think Charlotte here, guys, it looks to me, look at this, against a C-type team on the road, 5-1 against the spread. And you're getting what, 5.5, 4? Let me see what the line movement was on this game. Line movement. So I think we're staying at 4 here. Line history. So yeah, so it's been at 4 most of the time. So yeah, you know what? But is this a trap play to me, right? Like, it just, if it looks too good to be true, then you got to start wondering. As much as I would love to take the Hornets, there's something telling me that maybe Memphis might be the play here. What do you guys think? I just think it looks like a trap myself. The thing I do like, though, Charlotte 1-4 against the point spread, 5-1 against the point spread against the Grizzlies, so that looks pretty good. Check injury report on for what, Charlotte or BB? For who, Memphis or Charlotte? So I'm seeing, okay, everybody's out tonight for Memphis. Brandon Clark, you got Jackson's out, Jaren Jackson's out, McDermott, Melton, Porter, Tilly, and Winslow. They've been out for a while, some of these guys. So John Morant, Brooks, Bain, Anderson, Valanciunas. I should know how to say that. He was a Raptor. Then you got LaMelo Ball, Rozier, Hayward, Washington, and Zeller as the starting lineup. So is that what you're looking for there, BB? Could Jaren possibly slide into the lineup? You know what? It says here he's out, knee. The Grizzlies plan to ramp up Jackson's knee rehab over the next month. No, he's not coming back. I think he's out for a while. All right, let's go to the next game here. Let's take a look at the Brooklyn Nets. Hey, to me, this is the game of the night. I bet you Steve Nash just wished that, you can get everybody on the plane and then start the game like when they land, because when you lose to the Detroit Pistons like they did last night, things are not good. All right, we got our stats back. Here we go. So looking at the Brooklyn Nets, -1 point favorite, the over-under at 235. Now I'm just going to take a quick look here. Make sure I got the right point spread line here. So Indiana, yeah. So Brooklyn, sorry. So Brooklyn 1.5, depending where you're shopping for your lines. The over-under is set at 235. The forecast here, guys, 112 to 110. The over-under at 222.6. So it does like it to go under the total. Now looking at the Brooklyn Nets are a mess. Let's be honest. 5-5 straight up, 3-7 in their last 10, 9-1 to the over. Remember we talked about it yesterday, guys. 14-1 to the over the last 30 days, and again. Last night's game again went over the total, I believe. So hey, I think it went over. Let me take a look here. We're having some line issues, so if we have line issues, then it messes up some of the stats sometimes. But I'm just gonna double check. Brooklyn 232. Now, what did that line ended up at? 232, and that ended up at 233, right? So yeah, so it did went over. So the game went over again. That's like 15-1 the last 30 days for the Brooklyn Nets, going over the total. The line value on this game, though, tonight, guys, -2.34 and -1. So if you do like Brooklyn, you're getting line value. And if you like the Pacers, you're really getting a good value, too, at +1. Basically, it's a pick 'em. It's a basic pick 'em game. 71.7% chance of winning for Brooklyn. 81% chance for the chance of covering the spread for the Nets. 77% on the percentage play. And that's basically, law of average, right? Getting back to 50%. That's what would it take to get them back to a 50% range, right? The Kogo's at 24%. So 60, let me see here, 76% chance of this game going under the total tonight. Pacers on a 3-game losing streak straight up and against spread. So is the Brooklyn Nets. Take a look at the PVI. Nothing really. The over, obviously, the over is everything. 20-6. Look at this. 20-6 to the over for the Brooklyn Nets in their last on the season, and for Indiana, 15-9. Man, just like the Raptors, no one's playing defense, right? For Indiana, 5-4 on the road, straight up and against the number, 6-3 to the over. Where the Brooklyn Nets, 10-5 at home, 7-8 against the number, 11-4 to the point spread. So, early thoughts, guys. What are you thinking? Let me just take a look at some of the questions here. It's probably fishiest I've seen. Overtrain. Yeah, the over. The only thing that's the over is that, it's been coming in so long. All year. Pacers got rest factor, Nets on back-to-back. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. 2 days rest. But sometimes the best thing for a team is to get right back at it, right? After a bad loss. Pacers play defense. Yeah, but the only thing is, looking at the Indiana Pacers, okay, Brogdon, Lamb, Holiday, Sabonis, Turner. No Durant. Durant would have been huge tonight, but it is what it is. Here's another stat here, guys. Pretty interesting. NBA road teams this year on 2 days rest, and they're picking the +3, 7-1 against the spread, 7-1 straight up. So that's an interesting number right there. When you look at this game, if you look at it on paper, it's an easy call, right? But then you got to process the reality, right? Perception versus reality. What has been the perception and what has been the reality of these two teams playing? And the bottom line is this: Brooklyn's not playing good basketball right now. And is this the inexperience of a young head coach and Steve Nash not able to channel the energy to his players in a situation like last night? He's used to as a player being in that role, but as a coach now, you got to make the right calls to turn things around in a game. You don't got time to go in the back room, start looking at film when you're down by 10, right? I think the Pacers, as much as I would love to take Brooklyn tonight, it'd be like flipping a quarter. I think Pacers, to me, guys, are the call here. You know what? Harden a mistake. Hindsight 2020, right? If the season, let's pretend Brooklyn, it was, the record was 0-0. Would you want James Harden on your team right now? Absolutely. I've been saying all along, you can have Batman, can have Robin. You just can't have a third wheel. You just can't bring the Joker with you, And that's what's the problem with Brooklyn. You got too many, high profile players. You got too much talent. And it's just, I can't believe I just said that, but, I think Harden probably would have been best somewhere else, but Durant, obviously the COVID situation, Durant, Kyrie, me, it's Kyrie. I just don't, I'm trying to really understand where he's at, in when he's mentally in the game. If he's checked in, you're either all in or you're all out. And right now, the warning signs that Kyrie has displayed to the fans or the outsiders, we don't know. We're not inside, right? So we don't know. We just don't know. All right. Like I said this morning, I feel like I'm doing a Brooklyn TV radio show here. Let's go to New Orleans. And all right, New Orleans, Chicago Bulls. All right, we got the Bulls, a 3-point home favorite, home court underdog, sorry. And the over-under at 229. I got the Pelicans 116, the Bulls 113, the over-under at 229. You know what? The Pelicans on the road as a favorite. Yeah, no kidding, BB? It's, you know what? I would love to have a coffee with the guy. There's always that thing, you always say to yourself, you pick 3 guys you like to have a coffee with. I think Kyrie be a guy to go have a coffee with, just pick his brain, right? And it's, doesn't have to be about sports, to be a philosophy of life. See, when you get older, that's when you look at things more perspective, right? I like Chicago here tonight. Chicago has been a team that I've been, riding for a while, but I think the Bulls tonight, guys, I think the Pelicans played their best game last night, and for them to come into Chicago, Billy Donovan's a good coach, and I think the Bulls tonight is the play. although they're not having a lot of history of playing well against the Pelicans, 3-7 in their straight up in their last 10, 5-3-2 against the number, 7-3 to the over. So give me the Chicago Bulls tonight, guys. Sometimes the analytics can tell you so much. Sometimes you just got to go with your self scouting, right? And to me, I think what's the value? You're getting good value. You're getting excellent value in the Chicago Bulls. I think the Pelicans are overvalued here tonight. I think they had their best game last night, and I think Chicago here tonight. I'm hoping Levine has a big game, and Kobe White. Kobe hasn't had a big game in a couple of games, right? I need Kobe White to step up tonight and maybe 30 points tonight from Kobe White. Let's get Kobe White on line one here and see if we can get 30 on the board here tonight. What do you guys like? Do you like Chicago here tonight? Pels. Why do you like the Pels, Adam? Are you running the replays from last night's game against the Rockets? Let me take a look at the Chicago, see if there's any stats here pointing this way. Sometimes I like to look at situational and league system stats, but Chicago Bulls, I like the Bulls tonight, guys. Hard to bet against Stan Van Gundy when he has his team motivated. Yeah, you know what? He's a motivator, right? And I just finished talking about that. Steve Nash, I don't know if I don't know what he is yet. To be honest with you, I don't know what Nash is yet. I know he's a quiet guy. His body language on the sidelines very, it's not demonstrative. You don't have to be a rah-rah guy. Look at Brad Stevens in Boston, right? And that's where I see Nash. A bit like a Brad Stevens, but Brad Stevens has way more experience. And this is why I don't like players being handed coaching jobs. Like, I'm a coach and I coach football. And when I see guys it's like anything in life. You got to do your time. And if you don't do your time, I always say to a young coach, where are you going to go make your mistakes? You don't want to go make your mistakes as a coach in the NBA. You want to go do them in the G League. You want to go do them in a farm league. Go in Europe. Go make your mistakes somewhere else. But don't make them where they're highlighted, where everybody can see, like last night in Detroit, right? Why are we talking about Brooklyn under the Chicago Bulls here? Hey, you got me off on a tangent there with that Stan Van Gundy thing going right there. All right, let's go to the next game. I know the hockey guys are dying. They're probably just like throwing pencils at the ceilings right now. All right, Denver Nuggets. Denver's a funny team, right? They beat that Utah winning streak, and then Jekyll and Hyde from then. Cleveland, Cleveland's struggling. They're on a 7 ATS losing streak, 4 ATS straight up losing streak. Now the Nuggets a 9.5 point favorite tonight. That's a lot of points. What's the value? I had them at minus 2.57. Now think about this: perception versus reality, right? When you think of the best teams, Milwaukee, Clippers, Lakers, Denver. There's a perception and a reality. When I say the Dallas Maverick, the perception is, oh, they're great. But the reality is they're not great this year. And that's the same feeling I have with Denver right now, the way they're playing. The perception is the bookmakers telling you that they think they're 9.5 point favorite. But the reality to me, when I crunch the numbers, they're a 2.5 point favorite in this spot. If I were to buy them on the stock market, that's what I would be looking at. And for Cleveland, I had them at plus 6.78. So from a value and the perception versus reality perspective, I think Cleveland is where you want to be here today, guys. I think Cleveland is where all the value is. Excuse me. You look at the Denver Nuggets 3-game losing streak. Now, what's their strength of schedule? They're losing to good teams, but Cleveland 55% strength of schedule the last few games, losing to Phoenix, losing to Milwaukee twice. Hey, you played the Bucks twice. You played the Clippers. So you're battle tested here for tonight for Denver. And Denver too, right? They played the Bucks, the Kings. The Kings are playing their best basketball right now. Both these teams here tonight, guys, are coming in battle tested, ready to go. But I think the Denver Nuggets are getting way too much respect at 9.5. I can't trust Denver either, Isaiah. What do you guys think? I think Denver, no way. But, Cleveland, ever since the trade with Brooklyn, they haven't, they were playing better basketball before that trade. Now they're just pooping the bed every night. Maybe the total is where you want to go in this one. Look at the total for Denver, 16-7 to the over. And for Cleveland, 11-4. What's the Kogo at? The Kogo is at 39%, so it does like it to go under the total. I don't know, man. I don't know. This, I think this might be a pass. Don't expect good teams to do good results for you. And right now, Cleveland is not a good team. What's their record on the year? 10-15, 9-16 against the spread. I don't know how you can take Cleveland, on a 4-game losing streak. And the 7 ATS loss, right? Yeah, you're right, Isaiah. Stay clear. Yeah, don't even touch this game. I don't think this game here we're going to even touch with a 10-foot pole. All right, let's go to the next game. The Lakers and Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, is this a back-to-back game? I thought they played the other night. Yeah, they did. So the Lakers won this one 119-112. And when was the last time these two teams? Let me check the history here. 112-119. Lakers beat them on January 13th, 128-99. And then they played in the bubble, 105-86. So 105-86. Trying to think if I remember. That was right at the beginning. Yeah, but that was a different team, right? Looking at the line tonight, 11.5 for Lakers. 216 is the total. 113-102 is the computer pick. 215 is the total. 8-2 straight up the Lakers. 6-4 against the spread in their last 10. 4-6 to the under. Where Oklahoma City is 4-6, 6-3-1. And looking at the value index, we had the Lakers at minus 8.13. And we had so they're overvalued again, right? Perception versus reality. But the Lakers are the best team in the league. If anybody deserves a label tag of perception of overpaying on the value, it's the Lakers. But right now, I think it's more Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's playing their best basketball of the game. Just gonna stand up for a sec, guys. Just gotta, man, you got to sit up in here. You gotta stand up just to move around a bit. All right, looking at this one here, you got minus 8.13. So yeah, I do. And I have the Thunder at plus 6.62. So you're getting value at 11.5. OKC might be the play here, guys. Again, Lakers against a C-type team, 5-1 straight up, but only 3-3 against the number. Maybe the over. Look at the over, 5-1 against the spread. And Oklahoma City, 10-13 on the year, 13-9-1 against the number, and 13-10 to the over. In their last 10 trips to Staples, 6-4 straight up, 7-3 against the number. So Oklahoma City's been playing some really good competitive basketball in the Staples Center against the Lakers, 7-3 against the number. But NBA road teams of 9.5 to 12, 3-11 straight up, but 10-4 to the over. And look at this, home favorites of 9.5 to 12 on 1 day's rest, 12-5 to the over. What's the Kogo at? Kogo is at 43%. I don't know, guys. I think the over here might be worth a look. I don't know if we want to go back to the well and ask OKC to do the same thing twice, right? Maybe Lakers, Lakers will have a good game, bad game. I think tonight you take the over here. Now, looks like we might have a full lineup. James and Davis, that's just standard for them being a game time decision, but I expect fully both of them will play. What do you think? I think the over is the play here tonight, guys. I think the over in the Lakers. What's the computer have here? The computer has 215. It's at 216. Let me take a look at the latest numbers. 217. Numbers going up. The number is going up on this game. Let me see here. 216.5. So it's pretty much ballpark. So it opened up at 218.5 and it's coming down. I'm going to go reversal here. I'm going to play the over. I think the over is where you want to go, Lakers and Thunder. What do you think? I like the value we're getting with the Thunder. Dr. Packenwood. Yeah, I agree. Dr. Packenwood. I like that. That's a good nickname. You know what? It is, what do you say, value? But the thing is, can you expect a C-type team, a team below 500, but they've been doing it all year. And they tend to raise their game up against the alpha teams. Teams above 60% in the standings, 5-1 against the spread. Yeah, it's just the only thing is is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going to play here tonight? I know he was out a few games ago. No, so Gilgeous Alexander looks like he's out tonight. A knee. So without man, you know what? Without him in the lineup, it really, yeah, I think I'm going to sit this one out. You need everybody. You're playing the Lakers. You need everybody on board. All hands on deck, right? You need everybody in the. You need everybody rolling, right? It was PJ Peck. Was it PJ Peck of the Minnesota Gophers? You got to roll. You need everybody rolling. Well, right now, the Thunder, everybody's got to roll. Yeah. Hey, Ninox, how you doing? I just noticed you. All right, let's go to the next game here. Let's take on Milwaukee Phoenix. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I think Milwaukee right now is playing their best basketball of the season. 5-game winning streak, 5 straight up ATS, 7-3 in their last 10. They're a 4-point road favorite tonight. Phoenix Suns, Jekyll and Hyde these days, 6-4 straight up against the spread. I think they beat Cleveland in their last game, 119-113. But who's not beating Cleveland these days, right? Look at the Phoenix. They played Boston on Super Bowl Sunday. I think Boston melded in that game. They beat the Pistons, the Pelicans. They lost to the Pelicans. I think Milwaukee flexes their muscle tonight again. 18-6 to the over. If you like the Bucks here, how do you not like the over, right? Look at this, 18-6 to the over. Phoenix 14-9 straight up, 14-9 against the number, 9-14 to the under. Looking at the value index, wow, look at this. I had the Milwaukee Bucks at minus 10.24, and they're laying 4. So, like my good friend Ross Benjamin says, think like a bookmaker. And what's the bookmaker seeing that we're not seeing? Why only 4? Good was late. No problem, buddy. Glad. Thanks for popping in there, Ninox. What's the bookmaker seeing here? Why is he seeing 4 when all of us are seeing maybe 7? I got minus 10, and I got the Suns at minus 2.9. You're getting good value on the Suns, right? Let me see the lineup here for the Phoenix Suns here tonight. Chris Paul, game time decision. See, Chris Paul to me is like Rondo, right? The senior coach on the floor. He does a great job of that. He's got a hamstring issue right now. So Chris Paul is the game time decision. Keep an eye on that. But no matter what, in or out of lineup, give me Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee again is the play here. In their last 10 trips to Phoenix in the desert, 5-5 straight up, 6-4 to the over, and Phoenix Suns 3-7 against the Bucks in their last 10. 1 day's rest. So both these teams on 1 day's rest. Phoenix 7-4 at home, straight up and against the number. 9-4 to the over for Milwaukee, but Milwaukee, everything's going over these days. I do like Milwaukee here, guys. I think Milwaukee is the play. I'm just going to take a look at the some of the stats and trends. Road teams coming off an over, 50, 28, and 1 on the season in the NBA. The over, when the total's 226 for the road team, 12-5 to the over. If you do like the over, hey, how can you go against? Look at this. Any NBA home team this year coming off a 6-point win, 0-7 against the number. I know it's just a trend. It's only 7 occurrences, but hey, you got an A-type team like the Bucks up against an A-type team. Wow, A-type team, 14-9. Yeah, give me Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's the call here, guys. Yeah, you know what? I agree, Dr. Packenwood. But what's the over? 226, right? What's the Kogo at? 47. Yeah, you know what? If you had to give me the thing I don't like, I think this doesn't pass the smell test. This -4 doesn't pass the smell test to me right here. Why is it only 4? Well, perception versus reality, right? What's the perception of they're playing like lately? Should this be? But I'm thinking they'll help the whole season. Milwaukee's only turned it on in the last, say, 3 weeks, right? I don't know. 0-7. Who's 0-7? Who's 0-7 says it all. Oh yeah, 3-point play, yeah. Yeah, coming off a 6-point win, right? Yeah, you know what? Either the over, go back to the Old Faithful for Milwaukee, and Old Faithful's this 18-6, or you take Giannis, you take the best player on the floor, and you play the Bucks here. Any last questions here, guys, before we hit the ice? Hey, before we lace on the skates and we do a few laps here? Is Holiday playing? Let me check. Inactive. No, Drew Holiday is inactive. It's too bad. He replaced Bledsoe. Bledsoe, New Orleans now? But they're coming around. Middleton's my guy. I love Middleton. If you ever play DFS, Middleton's he's the guy you want. He's the Robin right now to the Batman in Milwaukee, right? I'm leaning Suns. Let's hit the ice. Yeah, let's hit the ice. Let's hit the ice, Netzel. All right, we only got 2 games on deck here tonight, guys. The original 6. Thanks, Carpete. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support, guys. And again, if anybody leaves before we hit the ice, like Netzel says, smash those like buttons. Always like when you hit the like button. Always appreciate that. All right, let's go to the Rangers and the Bruins. Rangers put the boots to us the other night, had them against the Islanders. And you know what? Let me take a look at my goalie site to see who's between the pipes here tonight for the Bruins and the Pro Reference. There we go. One thing I like to look at is goalies' records against the team. So Tuukka Rask up against Alexander Georgiev tonight. And let's take a look at Tuukka's numbers against where's Boston? All right, Boston, Tuukka Rask. Where are you, Tuukka? I like that senior goaltending they got in Boston. I like Rask and Halak. All right, let's take a look here. Split. All right, Tuukka, what's your record against the Rangers? Tuukka's record against 9-8-4. So it doesn't have a great record against the Rangers. Georgiev doesn't have enough numbers yet. Let me see here before we go. Pablo Escobar. Hey, Pablo. How you doing? Bucks win, but Keem's close. Chad, Chicago again win for me, like I said, but your Calgary beat me with my Winnipeg. I went 5 out of 7 NHL. Let's work at this, eh? I picked Boston and Toronto. Agreed. You know what? I might surprise you with my Montreal-Toronto pick. We'll get that in a second. Go outside, light your money on fire if you're taking the Rangers. Yeah, no kidding. The Rangers, go outside and light your money on fire. That's a good one. I like that. Minus 167. Our number on the Bruins was 162, so a bit overvalued. You're paying about $5 too much for the Bruins. Plus 136. You're getting 145. You're getting value on the Rangers. Now, let's take a look at this this game from a headline point of view. If you're looking at this game on paper, the bookmaker's telling you already who's winning. They're telling you Boston's going to win. By putting them a favorite, they're already planting a seed in your head, in your brain, that Boston's going to win this game. Now, what you got to do as a handicapper, a bettor, a fan, you got to make a case for the New York Rangers, right? Now you got to be Judge Judy, and you got to make a case on why you like the Rangers tonight. So let's see. We'll make a case for both these teams. Now, Boston 7-3 in their last 10, 5-5 to the under, 3-7 on the puck line. Don't like taking Bruins on puck lines. Rangers 4-6 in the last 10, 7-3 on the puck line, 3-7 to the under. Chance of winning does favor the percentage play to the Rangers. Again, now the chance of winning, all it means is that teams can't win forever, teams can't lose forever. So on a percentage play that looks, you can take two teams from. You don't have to take the Rangers or Boston, but take a team that's 4-6 and a team that's 7-3. Obviously, the percentage plays is going to favor the team that is 4-6, right? So in order to Boston to get back to 500, there's a 48% chance compared to only 14. That's because they're already above 500. They're 7-3, right? 65% chance of this game going over the total. Now, maybe the total is where you want to look here. Halak does not have a great record, or Tuukka Rask doesn't have a great record against the Rangers. Like I said, he's 9-8. 9-8 and 4 ties. Ties back in the old tie days, right? Boston's on a 3-game win streak. They had a good series against the Flyers. They won a couple against Philly, 2-1, 4-3, and then Washington 5-3, and then they lost 4-3 to the Capitals. Rangers 2-0 loss to the Islanders, 4-2 win against the Capitals, and then a 3-1 win against the Penguins. I don't think, to be honest, the Rangers at home, let me see what the records when Boston travels to New York. Look at this, 4-6, 7-2-1. I do like the over. I think the over is where you want to go. However, having said that, look at the under record for the Rangers, 3-8 on the season, 2-5 at home. The reason that Tuukka Rask doesn't have, he doesn't have a good record. So maybe I'm not taking the Rangers. I don't like the Rangers here. I like Boston, but I'm trying to see what let me see their goals for and against the last couple of games here. So the last 3 games, the Boston Bruins are scoring 3.67 and giving up 2 point. Rangers are stingy. Look at this. In their last 3 games, only giving up 1.67. What's the total here tonight? 5.5. Had it been 6, I'd play the under because you need 6, you need 7 to beat you if it was 6. But you know what? Give me the over tonight. I think the over is where you want to go in this one. Under for Boston. Boston Bruins own the Rangers 4-0 in their last 4 meetings. Really? Let me take a look here. Boston 3-1. Boston 3-2. 7-4. 6-3. Then 4-3 right here. Yeah, no, you're right. Good call there, Chad. Was it Chad or Nenox? Yeah, good call, Nenox. I like the over here tonight, guys, but I think Boston wins. But I think you're looking at a 4-2 type game, a 4-2 empty netter at the end. All right, Habs and Maple Leafs. Hey, the Make Believes, right? I love rousing the Leaf fans. Hey, Leaf fans always get excited. All right, Montreal pick and price here tonight against this. This is gonna be a great game. The starting goalies tonight, it looks like probably Carey Price against Freddie Anderson. Now, what's Carey's record against the Leafs? Let's take a look at this. Then we'll take a look at Freddie Anderson's record. So let's take a look at, let's see if the price is right here tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, where are you, Carey? There we are. All right, Carey Price against Toronto. Survey says 26, 15, and 5. Not a bad record. And for Freddie Anderson, let me take a look at Freddie. Toronto's having a good year. Absolutely. Let's see how they do in the playoffs, though. Freddie Anderson against the Habs, 8-3. Wow, didn't see that coming. Okay, yeah. All right, looking at this one, 3.32. The thing is, Montreal's got to stay out of the box. So, Toronto, to me, if you get penalties against Toronto, they'll make you pay. Mitch Marner's and Austin Matthews on the power play absolutely destroy you. Now, let's look at value. Minus 230 for the Habs, minus 196. 33% chance of winning for the Montreal, 57% chance of winning. Now, looking at Toronto's record in Montreal, 3-7 straight up. So when Toronto travels to Montreal, they are 3-7 straight up, 5-3-2. And the last 10 head-to-head matches, 4-6. Now, we all recall the beginning of the year, right? The Leafs and the Habs played the beginning of the year. And I think the Habs, was it 1 or 2 games? I think the Habs, let me see here. Beginning of the year was 1 game. It was a 5-4 win. Actually, it was a 5-4 win for Toronto. Okay, I thought for some reason it was okay. Yeah, so a 5-4 win for Toronto. That's right. I think it went overtime, right? Yeah. As much as I would love to take Toronto here, guys, I think Montreal is the call here. I'm playing Montreal here tonight. And I'm leaving my what did one guy say yesterday? My disgust of the Ottawa Senators. Everybody knows I'm not a Leaf guy. I'm an Ottawa Senator guy, and we're having our own issues right now. But I do cheer for the Leafs. I cheer for Canadian teams anytime they're playing. But my second team is the Habs, but that has nothing to do with it. I use logic, and when I bet with money, I don't care about fan rah-rah, right? I think Montreal tonight, even though Freddie he has a good record, I didn't think it was that good. Oh wow, look at this! I didn't like seeing this stat. Any home team on 3 days rest this year, 0-3 straight up in their next game. I don't like to see that. I wish I didn't see that stat. Let me take a look here of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, maybe the over. Maybe the over is where you want to go. They scored 9 goals in the first game, right? Take a look at some of the numbers here. Versus division, they're all division plays. At home, 3.4. No, Montreal scores more points on the road than at home, but they're stingier at home. 2.4 goals against, and Toronto giving up 3.17 on the road. When was the last time Toronto played a road game? The one thing with this new schedule now, it takes like teams can play like 2 weeks at home before they get a road game. Like Toronto hasn't been on the road in Edmonton. Okay, that was January 30th, so 10 days ago. Yeah, you know what? Stick with my first instinct, and I'm gonna go with Montreal. I think this is I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think you're going to see like you're seeing like a 5-3, 5-4. There's no way they score 6 on Freddie Anderson. I'm thinking a 5-3 game here tonight. Empty netter. Montreal wins. All right, guys. Anything on to report here? Golf plays, right? Remember I said I'd talk about some golf plays? So I'm going to go to my golf. I'm going to log into my account here. So I'm just going to tell you who I played in golf this week. I got 3 golf plays that I played. Where's my open bets? Just bear with me, guys. There'll be 1 second. All right, where's the golf? Just 1 sec, guys. Just going to pull up the golf odds here. Just get the latest golf. Man, why do they got so many? All right, here we go. All right. Open plays. Here we go. All right, I got Paul Casey at 16-1. I took Soo Woo Kim at 30-1. And I got Jordan Spieth at 20-1. Those are my 3 golf plays this weekend, guys. I got Paul Casey, Soo Woo Kim, and Jordan Spieth. Those are my top plays. They say Day of Golf is good golf pick. Yeah, you know what? Jason Day is a good golf pick. Your words appreciated. Thanks, Car Pete. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jordan Spieth. I got him nutso. I got him in my Soo Woo Kim 30-1. You never know. And then what did I say the other one was? I got Cantley. Yeah, Paul Casey. Sorry, Paul Casey. Those are my 3 golf plays for this weekend, guys. Like button. Good luck to all. All right, guys. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Thank you again. Don't forget, smash those like buttons, and hope to see you guys here back tomorrow. 2 to 3 Eastern each and every day, and then 11 to noon on weekends. And let's go get some winners. Shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly with another